Here are my 4 critical lessons that you have to learn before you manufacture a prototype. Now, manufacturing a prototype is a great thing to do. If you're trying to test out a new product concept, app, piece of software, then you'll need a prototype. You don't want to launch something that isn't tried and tested. But there are 4 key things you really need to think about before you do that, and prototype can be hugely expensive. So do make sure you watch right until the end of this video to make sure you don't waste your money on prototyping unnecessarily. My name's Phil. I've worked with hundreds of startups and entrepreneurs and existing businesses over the last 12 years to launch their new product ideas. And that's where this video comes from. And that's where these 4 tips come from. My knowledge and experience having developed my own products and also helping hundreds of people develop theirs. Number 1, make sure that you've validated your idea really thoroughly before you ever start prototyping. Prototyping is expensive, as I've said, it's also time consuming, and you don't want to spend a whole load of time, effort, and your hard-earned cash making a prototype of something only to find that actually the idea is technically impossible to manufacture, or your target market doesn't want it, or anything along those lines. You also don't want to manufacture something that actually can't get through testing and certification standards. There's lots of things you need to validate before you ever start prototyping. Do make sure you subscribe because I'm launching more videos in the next couple of weeks about how to validate your new product idea. So make sure you hit the bell icon and then you'll be told about when those videos are launched. My second piece of advice is this: only ever prototype a product that has these 3 things: a clear USP, unique selling point, ideally one that you can protect with a patent, an aesthetic that's visually arresting and makes people stop and look at it in a show or in a shop and going to make them ask questions about it and find out the USP. And then finally, something that you can actually put on sale in retailers at significantly lower than your competitor products. You see, your competitor products are established in the marketplace. They already have a brand that people trust. You've got to give people a compelling reason to buy your product. Often a unique selling point isn't enough. You do need to be able to sell it in cheaper initially, and then when you've built your brand and when you've got the credibility and customer reviews and 5-star ratings, then you can be charging what your competitors are charging. So make sure you've got those 3 things before you ever build your prototype. Now there's one exception to that. If you're making a prototype just to prove a basic principle, if you're proving something that is technically possible at all before you do the rest of your research and before you develop your concept, then that's fine. But for the sake of this video, I don't really class that as a prototype. I describe that more as a test rig or a basic physical model. So it might be when you've had your initial idea, you need to build something quickly. It doesn't cost very much, but just proves a principle. That's fine. But what I'm saying is don't invest in expensive, higher fidelity prototypes until you've actually got a concept that hits those 3 points. My third piece of advice is always prototype a minimum viable product. And so many of our clients over the last 12 years have got this wrong. You get carried away, and I've done it myself, you get carried away with features and functionality. Oh, I could do this, and it wouldn't be great if it made coffee, and what if it changed the baby's nappy as well as being a pushchair? And you have all these other ideas that you want to throw into your first product. But the problem is all those extra ideas cost money in development, in tooling, in testing and everything else. And you can actually end up just running out of budget or even running out of time and energy before you get your product to market. I would suggest you launch a minimum viable product, something that has the 3 things we just talked about, but doesn't have anything superfluous. It doesn't have any of the extra features or functionality or anything else that actually people wouldn't part with their hard-earned money to buy in the first launch. And if you can hold those things back for a second generation product, then actually you're already starting to think about and build up a range. Now, my 4th piece of advice is this: never prototype anything until you've actually got a proven route to market. So many times I've spoken to business founders, entrepreneurs, startup owners who've come to me and said, look, I've spent all this money developing this, isn't it amazing? I'm like, well, that's great, but how are you gonna sell it? And they can't answer me, or they give me a vague answer, or it's like, oh, I'll just stick it on Instagram, surely loads of people will buy it, it's the best thing ever. Well, that never happens. You've got to have a clear route to market, and I would suggest you don't spend a penny on prototyping until you know exactly how you're going to take your final product and actually get sales. Now, I've got a PDF on the 7 different routes to market. It's linked below in the description if you want to have a look at that, and do look at some of my other videos on that as well. So there you go, manufacturing a prototype, Get those 4 things right first, save yourself a huge amount of money, time, effort, and a massive headache.